the other hand, you have bands like Hoobastank, which sold like 7 million downloads of one song through iTunes. I don't think they ever would have sold 7 million singles without the internet. And for them it's really good because they had more profit through iTunes than they ever had through selling CDs.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's sort of an example of online music retail working, you know, but...
I could see Jen, for instance, on iTunes selling as many as a couple of million downloads as well.
Maybe, I mean, you know, but at the end of the day, it's really like, you know, what it comes down to is what price do you put on you know, this album, or what price do you put on the, you know, if you just, a lot of times, you know, that's sort of separate from the fact that that's sort of you know, a legal way of downloading a song, whereas I think the double-edged sword is that I think you know, record labels are you know, and you know, record labels are making less and less money, and the people who are running the labels and the people who are, you know, the presidents and the CEOs, those are the guys. I mean, their pay's not going to change. You know, it's like there's going to be a different allocation in how, you know, music companies are run, and it's going to be more lean. It's going to be what's the path of least resistance? What's going to make us the most money? And so that's why you see, you know, Reality Star X, you know, release a record and never play a show and never do anything, and then all of a sudden they're just like, you know, this international music icon, and it's like, you know what I mean? And then you have a band like Wilco who gets dropped, you know, from Warner Brothers, and it's like, what's wrong with this picture, you know, like, and I think that, you know, it's a direct result of, you know, people thinking that it's okay and that it's not a big deal if I download this album because I go to their show and buy a T-shirt. Well, that, you know, that rationale doesn't stick when you have things like going on in the recent past, like I just mentioned. It's like, you know, it's just terrible.
Yeah. It is. What does it mean for you guys? I mean, you guys obviously think about it. I mean,
well, for us, I mean, it's not.
You just got a new album out.
Yeah.
The previous one sold 1.3 million. What do you think this one will sell? Because
I mean, like, for us, it's, you know, we're able to make living, and, you know, we're never going to sit here and say, oh well, boo-hoo us, you know, but you know, really our thing is just that you know, this next probably 4 or 5 years are going to be rough for lots of artists who haven't had the opportunities that we've had, you know, and so that's all we're saying is, like, you know, I think we'll be fine. We're gonna, you know, I mean, we've dealt with weirder, more odd, you know, negative situations than this in the past, and, you know, it's like, it's not something that we worry about, honestly. We don't lose sleep over it, but I just think, you know, fundamentally, it's something that really does affect, like, the landscape of music in a way, you know, and I mean, bands that do things their own way and march to the beat of their own drummer and are creative and are original have every bit of, you know, should have every chance to be a part of you know, be a part of this world of music and our culture, and you know, I think that, you know, it's just that sometimes, and the people illegally downloading music, you know, it's handcuffing artists that need to be supported.
I think it's actually declining, the illegal downloading all over, since iTunes and other parties are offering better quality songs for a fair price. Because I think, on the other hand, the price for CDs, especially in Europe, was ridiculously high. Let's make it $25 for an album, which is a lot, especially if you don't only want 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the one benefit of this is, I think it's putting pressure on artists to really focus on making better records, like make good records and make something that's not just, you know, because I think downloading really hurts the people who only kind of try and get away with like the 3-song album with like 7 B-sides, you know. It hurts them because I think people catch on and like, you know, well, I'm not gonna.
They're only gonna go for the single then.
So the next time their album comes out, they're not gonna, you know. So I think it really does hurt people like that. I think, you know, bands like U2 or REM or, you know, bands like that. I think their fans, you know, they've gained their fan. They have the faith of their fans to say, okay, we trust these guys and we're gonna buy what they put out, you know, or. You know, and so I think that's sort of an example that a lot of bands like us can follow.
Do you guys issue this album on vinyl as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
The first thing I had, the first time I listened to the record, I was like, this is a vinyl record. Because it breaks in the middle for some reason. It's like, actually, this is the point where I was like, just before Jen, The World You Love, I was like, okay, right. This is the point where you turn the record.
Well, actually, it's going to be triple side.
Jen's not going to be on the album.
It's not going to be on the album?
No, Jen's not.
Jaw drops over here. Why is that?
I don't know. We actually had it in the sequence, and then we decided later that it didn't really fit.
Shit, I think it's a killer song.
Well, I mean, it'll be out on iTunes, I'm sure. It'll be out it'll be out some way, but it won't be on the album.
Yeah. I don't know. We just feel like it's a song that maybe stands better on its own, like in a. Like maybe a single, like just a single, or you know, a compilation or something.
I think it's a really, really good song, and especially I liked it halfway the album because it's really gave me a twist. It's like, okay, you know, this is where I was supposed to turn vinyl, you know, to get into the next vibe. But so you decided to kick it off.
You have your own copy there, so you can, you know, you can listen to this.
No, we like we like it. We think it's a good song. It's just kind of maybe not.
Who's it about, actually?
It's just about all the gens I know.
You know a lot?
I know a handful.
Why would you write a song about a lot of gens?
I don't know, man. Why is someone going to write a song about a Rolling Stone?
I don't write anything, so I ask you.
I don't know. It's just the first thing I thought of.
Is it really that simple?
Yeah, I think if you start overthinking... You can really kill the. You can really constrict, I think, a tune, overthinking it. I mean, like I said, the revision of it could go on for months, but I think your initial instinct, I think, is usually the correct one, for better or for worse. I mean, if you finish something and then you don't like it, then you know there's always more songs to write. But I think your initial thoughts are usually the best ones to pursue.
So, and Drugs Are Me, what's that about?
Well, it just, I mean, Drugs Are Me is, I mean, it's about pretty much what you think it's about.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, there's lots of ways you can interpret lyrics or music. I mean, you wrote it. Apparently, you guys wrote it.
The thing is, I don't think anything I have to say about a song or its meaning is as cool or as meaningful as what someone listening to it might get from it.
So that's why you don't explain your lyrics.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's sort of like, I don't feel. I mean, we're a band. We're 4 guys. We're our opinions and our problems are no more valid or as pressing as anyone else listening to the music. And I don't know. I don't feel comfortable being placed in a position of authority. I mean, I know that sounds like really stupid, but it's considering I wrote the lyrics, but. I don't see it. I mean, I think once you commit something to tape and you send it out there, I think it's just as much to listeners as it is yours.
Hey, I also read that you guys donated the song to a compilation for.
It's called the Future. It's called the Future Soundtrack of America.
Yeah.
And it's a compilation with a bunch of really great bands on it. And it's it's basically benefits an organization in the U.S. called MoveOn.org, as well as a few other, a handful of other socially progressive organizations, and they asked us to be on it, and we said yes, and we gave them a cover song we did of Guided by Voices, and it's a really cool compilation. It has Death Cab for Cutie and David Byrne, REM, and lots of really cool bands.
Why did you guys pick a song by Guided by Voices, actually?
I think we picked that one because it was like the most rare song that we had sort of in our back pocket that hadn't been released in the U.S.
I'm a freak Guided by Voices fan.
They just issued their last album, and you know that probably.
Yeah, I know that. What do you think of it? Oh, I think it's. I don't know. I get pretty much anything that they do.
They do a lot.
Yeah, I know.
What else music? Because after listening to this record, I was puzzled. What sort of music do you listen to? I got a lot of Beach Boys influence as well. Am I wrong there?
Yeah, we actually recorded the record where Pet Sounds was recorded, so maybe there was some sort of
channeling the spirit.
Yeah, we were channeling
live to the studio,
channeling the Beach Boy vibe. Yeah,
Brian literally actually walked into one of our sessions and
Are you kidding me?
No. We actually recorded. We recorded in Studio 3 at this studio in L.A. called Cello, which used to be like the part of the Ocean Way, and that's where they recorded Pet Sounds and a lot of the really sort of important. Yeah. And we were in there working, and him and Paul McCartney were working on a song down the hall with a band, and he had kind of walked in just to sort of, because this is famous for, this room that we were in is famous for it's the Beach Boys room, and so he walked in just to look at it and sort of old time sake kind of thing, and he just popped his head in and was like, oh hi, I just wanted to see the studio, and then he left, and it was like and it was really bizarre, but that's weird that you say that, because that's the first time I think anyone's ever said that to us. But it is true. We were there. We were,
So no coincidence there.
Yeah, maybe there was a sort of
secret vibe.
Yeah, secret. Yeah, the ghosts.
You guys are going to tour for 2.5 years, I read, or after this record, right?
We're going to be touring for the next 16 years for this record. We're going to play.
You have to, because you don't get any proceeds more from the records, so it doesn't sell anymore.
We're gonna play until everyone we're gonna play until everyone comes to the shows just to tell us to quit playing.
I don't believe you. Now you're about to embark on a long tour, right? 2.5 years?
It's gonna feel like it when we're done.
I don't really know. I don't think we have exactly a time frame of how long the tour is gonna be. But we're gonna play all over the world, and we're gonna be a lot of different places. So yeah, we'll be around.
Are there actually places where you guys haven't played yet? Or countries?
We haven't played in Alaska. We haven't played in Mexico.
We haven't played in Mississippi.
We haven't played in Mississippi.
Or Stockholm.
We haven't played in Italy. We haven't played in, South America at all. So, there's a lot of places we haven't played, and eventually, hopefully, we'll hit,
One more last thing. Maybe I'm wrong here to ask this, but in how far does the political situation between America and war and Europe and the world affect this record? Because the first record you got out called Bleed American, well, apparently everybody knows about the title.
Mm-hmm.
How did it affect this record?
I think just, what's been going on has just more affected us as individuals, and I think maybe, really the only... I think as individuals we've become a lot more aware and a lot more have a heightened sense of what's going on, and we try to be better about educating ourselves on the different issues that we really care about, like the environment and the just common sense basic values of being good to your neighbors and stuff like that, and I think that's something that we feel like our country's gotten away from, and so I think just as individuals, we're a little bit more. We're a lot more, I think, aware and wanting to be educated, and I think that the way it affects the record, I mean, I don't really know, but I mean, I think it sort of.
It's called Futures.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, especially the title track, I think it sort of points to it more than any other song, but, I think that it's something that...
it's not the main issue.
Yeah, it's not the main issue, but it is an issue, and I think that, of course, it's important to vote, and it's important to be a part of the political process, but at the same time, it's like, very rarely does change come from the top, Change comes from the ground level, and the people, and so, we really hope that, in sort of what we've, in learning about the issues and being educated, we formed our opinion on who we support, and,
Who do you support?
We support John Kerry. We want to see him be the next president.
Do you think he will be?
I don't know. That's a good, I think it's, at this point, it's anyone's game, it's anyone's chance to do it. But, I mean, I think John Kerry is the candidate who makes it an easier world for those who want to really change things and really make a difference. I think he provides a more friendly landscape for those kinds of people, and so we really hope that, he gets voted in.
I concur.
Thank you very much.